Greetings and welcome back to Ship of Fools. This is our 34th episode, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, 34 episodes, which is so many.
She didn't say nautical, she didn't say adventure,
Wow.
She just jumped right into the number.
Guys, wow.
We're
I'm off
aging
my
rapidly.
game. We are a nautical D&D actual play podcast. My name is Hannah McLean, and I am joined, as always, by Andy Latai.
Finn Fisher.
Nolani Stevenson.
Regin Starkweather.
And Taylor Wallace.
Malachi Kassir.
And yeah, we are,
In the thick of it.
yeah, in a situation. So let's do a little recap before we dive in. So the party is in Dermator, the capital city of Lithios. You are attempting to halt the execution of a group of traitors that happens to include Finn's best friend Baleen, who has been held prisoner by Lithios for a week and a half at this point. You did some recon throughout the city last session. You met up with Shiloh and her dog Rosie, kind of got a little bit of a lowdown on the situation, and attempted to figure out what was going to be the best way to break Baleen out. You ended up deciding that the prison was a bit of a secure target for a team of 4 to try and take on their own. So you opted to wait until she was brought to the site of the execution, which is the square in front of the big cathedral in Dermator. The 3 of you, 4 of you, including Shiloh, 5 of you, including Rosie, have made your way to
6, including Nurgle.
6, including Nurgle, although Nurgle is, if I remember right, currently soaring above with a flock of seagulls.
He's got his squad together.
But the other 5 of you have kind of spread out a bit in this crowd that has gathered to watch the execution. As we ended last session, the van that was coming from the prison pulled up, and 5 figures with hoods over their heads stepped out and were led up onto the platform as the High Priestess emerged from the cathedral and raised her hands. And that's where we're gonna go ahead and pick up.
Just remembered I need my character sheet.
You sure do. Yes.
Can I say retroactively that right before Shiloh cast invisibility on me, I turned on Detect Magic?
And have had it up? Yeah.
Yeah, then I've kept it.
Mm-hmm. So you have Detect Magic up. As you're kind of as you've been filling in with the crowd here, you have not really picked up on traces of magic, which is good. You don't get everybody's covered in illusions or anything like that. They seem to be and you don't get everybody here has a magic sword or anything like that either. They seem to just kind of be normal people. You kind of swing by the swing within 30 feet of the platform and do not detect magic from there either. Everything kind of seems to be entirely above board as far as magic goes. You once again ping the same things that you got from the cathedral when you guys visited before, the sort of abjuration magic that's on there. But you do not detect anything that is changed or is out of the ordinary in any way.
Great. This is the first time I've ever been happy to not have magic around.
I will say, you ping one guy kind of standing at the edge of the crowd, it's not illusion magic. This is just a guy who is clearly a wizard, carrying a spell book and kind of a bunch of things. He's got the pointy hat and everything. You see he he kind of notes you noticing him. He lowers his sunglasses and winks at you.
Oh, but he sees me?
He is invisible. Yeah, he does. He sees you despite the invisibility.
Oh my god, this wizard.
This random wizard.
Oh my god.
He lowers his sunglasses and winks at you and then teleports away.
I salute.
Just a mysterious encounter there for you, and then he's gone from the equation.
Please come back and help us.
All right, new quest line is just find that wizard.
But that's the only suspicious thing you pick up on.
I hate it here!
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, let me know if anybody else has anything you did, before you got to the square. Regin, I remember that you were, are you, pinging messages to all your friends just in case they want to say something. Is that what I remember from the end of last episode?
Yeah, we were basically going to set up some sort of telecommunication.
I have no recollection of that, but that's a good idea, so yes.
Regin's sitting at the desk plugging the wires into different switchboard holes.
You've reached the office of Mr. Carruthers. Please leave a message.
Yeah, you just kind of like every 6 seconds you like shoot a message to a different one of your friends that's just like, hi, hey, hi. So if they want to respond, they can.
And every time I respond, hi, hey Regin.
Every time, whoever's nearest to me can see my eye twitch.
Hey, Malachi. You want to get dinner?
Regin, did you mean to send that to Malachi?
Shit, fuck.
I'm down for dinner.
All right, well, that wasn't it.
We can have dinner after we stop the execution.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I just wanted to verify, so with the detect magic, nothing pinged off the carriage or anything either?
The carriage, I think you would actually detect like an abjuration spell across the carriage, presumably that seems just kind of like part of the carriage's deal is this abjuration spell. I also think if you're getting close enough to that kind of area,
carriage's deal.
As you're getting kind of close enough to that kind of area, you would notice that General Crevitas appears to have a magic sword. He's got this like long sword at his side that seems like it is magical.
Damn.
But that's the only,
That dude's badass.
none of the other guards.
This fucking loser. I hate him. Oh, I have a magic sword. Well, I have a magic axe.
No one else is carrying.
I have an enchanting personality.
We're all still together, right? Or were we
You
scattered?
guys had spread out a bit, but you need to all be within 120 feet of Regin. What I was going to assume is that is to consider each of you spread out in the crowd at this point, all within 120 feet of Regin, so he's kind of in the middle, and 60 feet from, so the steps of the church are 120 feet from the platform. I was going to consider you guys kind of in the middle of the crowd, 60 feet from both the platform and the church.
Okay. Yes, I guess I didn't realize when you were explaining the other day that the church was so opposite the platform across the crowd.
It's like across the crowd.
Unfortunate.
And the platform is also 10 feet up. You can see these like stairs on one side of it. Actually, there'd probably be stairs on both sides of it. But it is 10 feet up. So, you guys' prior preparations, you're kind of spread out in this crowd. You watch as these prisoners are brought up onto the platform. You see the High Priestess on kind of the opposite end, so you sort of have to, like, pick which way you're looking, raises her arms, her staff in one hand. She, like, gestures out to the crowd and says, "Beloved citizens of Lithios, what we are gathered for today brings no joy to my heart. It saddens me deeply that these 5 people have chosen to sabotage the safety and happiness of their fellow citizens by conspiring with our enemies, be they human or be they the monsters that lurk in the very depths of the sea. These actions place you, your livelihood, and your children in great danger, and it is not something we will stand for in Lithios." You guys hear, like, a cheer go up from the crowd. She is, like, commanding this space, and you
Poor
sort of
misguided
hear
souls.
the crowd kind of like, yeah, we won't stand for it, and yelling all these kinds of things.
This is what oxygen does to you.
She kind of quiets them with her hand, and she says, "It is our responsibility to carry the power of the elders, the illumination of the Sun Father, the purity of the Mother Celestial, the boundless power of the Lady of the Sea, the inevitability of the Raven Queen, and the cleansing flood of the Storm Father." And as she says that, there's like a slight rumble of thunder, even though it's a completely clear day.
I do like cleansing floods.
"It is by their hands that I have brought you all here today." As she says this, you guys see the guards who are kind of up on the platform take the hoods off the prisoners.
Good.
You see, those of you who hadn't been able to notice her before see that Baleen is right in the middle. She looks scared, but otherwise unhurt, and is kind of like scanning the crowd. Kind of as soon as she like blinks in the sunlight, she immediately starts looking in the crowd. You see the other 4 people who are kind of, she's in the middle, so there's 2 on either side of her. You guys don't recognize any of them. You see on one end, there's this,
Oh, so we can leave him. It's fine.
Absolutely not.
This Fearbolg, which is this like very tall, kind of like giant kin person who is like standing, also sort of blinking in the sunlight. Next to them is an elf with kind of like, it looks like a high elf. Long hair that is sort of like dirty and matted, but he is holding himself with like a very, like, he does not scan the crowd. He's just like chin up, very proud stance. On the other side of Baleen is a Triton that you see, this like blue-skinned kind of like fins sort of by her ears, and she is sort of like looking back and forth kind of across the other people on the platform. And then on the far end, you see someone who looks like he might be human, although his skin is like very, very pale for a human, and he is sort of has this like white hair, and he is sort of like looking around, eyes kind of like darting everywhere, also looks like he's looking for something. You guys don't recognize them, but Regin, as you're sending out your little messages to people, the second that you ping Shiloh, you hear her go, "Those are ours. Those are AAA members. Those 3 people who've been missing for a couple months and someone we all thought was dead."
Ben?
Uh-oh. Is that Ben?
She nods and she goes, "Air Ganassi on the far end."
Okay. I reiterate this information to Finn and Mal, and I say, "Alright, nope, I don't say alright."
Oh,
Shit. Alright, I say, "Hey, boy."
That's not right either.
So,
your little wizardboard days are over.
oh no. Shiloh says that those are ours, those are AAA people. One of them is Ben. The one with the white hair is Ben. They all thought he was dead. So unfortunately, we are going to need
We have to save him so we can gloat about beating him in the trial.
He's friends with my sister.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to save all of them, so...
Oh, we're saving all of them. That wasn't a question.
Yeah, it kind of was, but okay.
No.
You see that all 5 of them, their hands are tied in front of them with rope.
Okay.
So, the High Priestess kind of says this monologue and then like keeps monologuing for a little bit, more of the same stuff, just kind of like about the glory of the elder gods, how everybody's a threat to Lithios, you know, the kind of stuff. Are you guys doing anything kind of in this moment where you have a little bit of cover because all eyes are either on the prisoners or on her?
I am working while making sure I'm at like the front of the crowd, right up by the platform.
Cool.
Actually, I want to try and message the other 4 people.
Sick. Yeah.
And just knock knock. Hey, excuse me. Sorry. Just hello. Hi. I'm here. Don't panic, and I have no further instruction at this time, but help is on the way.
And you said that to all 4 of them?
Yes.
Cool. You see, they, I'm gonna make a couple rolls here.
Oh, boy.
I mean, they're not gonna panic. I specifically told them not to.
Yeah, oh my god. I rolled really well for most of them. You see that, absolutely no reaction, like not a flinch or anything from, everybody but the Fearbolg. The Fearbolg kind of like startles a little bit, and then kind of like looks around, like tries to hide it.
It's while she's talking. It's while she's talking.
Yeah, you kind of figured that everyone, you know, a little bit of nervousness is to be expected in this situation. Probably didn't draw any immediate attention. The other 3 kind of don't react at all, but you do see them start kind of like looking in the crowd a little bit, as if they're looking to figure out who on earth is talking to them.
Regin, ask them if they have magic.
Hello, me again. Again, don't panic. Just curious if any of you have any magical abilities or anything. Is there anything that I should know right this second? You have 15 seconds to respond. Go ahead. In your brains. Just
cool.
in your brains. You don't need to speak.
They almost certainly have less than 15 seconds, and also message is a whisper. So you get, so they can't really respond out loud. You get a kind of like, you get a subtle nod from the elf, kind of like nods.
I love
slightly.
this guy.
And like a little bit of shaken, and actually from Ben also. From both of them, you get like little nods, and then the Firbolg and the Triton shake their heads.
All right. We got two magic users, the elf and Ben.
And you also kind of can get, as you're like sizing them up, you get the sense that they are like less strong than you guys, but like more strong than an average human being.
Right. They also have been in prison for God knows how long.
Yeah, distinctly, Baleen looks fine. The four of them, you can see like bruises, cuts on their face.
But not like
scurvy.
Not anything like serious.
No,
looking.
they don't look, and they're all of them are able to stand. They look like they would be able to get themselves out of here if they were not, standing on a platform with a bunch of guards around them.
You said their hands are all bound. Mm-hmm. What, with like just like rope?
Just rope. Yeah.
Okay. Does it appear that the priestess is going to make her way to the platform, or does she look like she's just presiding?
It appears like she is standing over here.
Okay.
Is there an executioner?
There is. There is an executioner with a big axe standing on the platform.
Is it bigger than mine?
Yes. Standing on the platform.
I pet my axe. Sorry, Nira.
Looking like he's ready to chop somebody's head off.
All right, I'm gonna message the executioner.
Hey,
really?
What? No.
And I'm going to say, "You are getting sleepy.
Are you actually?
And you actually, what running water, waterfalls, drip, drip.
Nani, think very carefully before you tell Hannah whether you're joking about this or not.
I'm not joking.
Oh my
Great.
God.
Reagan's gonna try and convince this executioner that they has to
Regan
pee.
does
Okay, yeah,
that.
I will say, so all of this messaging has taken quite a bit of time. So she is continuing with her speech. You get the feeling that she's getting toward the end. Finn, you are up by the platform. You're like pretty close and invisible. So nobody can see you.
I'm ready to act when you guys are.
Maybe after Regan makes initial contact, can I ask you what like the distance is between the priestess and the platform?
The distance between the priestess and the platform is 120 feet.
Okay. I want to get close to the platform on the other side of where Caleb is standing.
Okay.
I am like disguised as best I can without actual magic, but like still trying to avoid him if possible. And I would like to get... Can I just like say this as like a basically as soon as we spring into action, but just so I don't forget to say it later, I'm going to cast Bless on 3 people. I'm going to bless the 2 without magic, I guess, and I'm going to bless... What do you guys think? Should I bless Ben or the elf? Or Baleen?
Ben.
Ben?
I was gonna say the elf, but...
Oh. Actually, you know what? Can I ask Shiloh her opinion?
Hey, knock knock, Shiloh. It's me, it's Regan. Hey.
Or is that too much time?
I will say this is like last question I'll let you get in via message, because it is a lot of back and forth, but yes.
Malachi's gonna bless some people. Is there like somebody who like you like maybe? Like that you would ask to the homecoming dance?
No, who's more strategic?
Who you'd maybe want to have an extra D4 on stuff?
She goes, I don't know what, I don't know what the hell. Ben has been gone for 2 years. I don't know. She sort of like is clearly shaken by this a little bit, and then she sort of pulls herself together and she's like, the 3 of them. Their names are Cleo, Quarion, and Oriana. She says, bless the 3 of them.
The 3 who aren't Ben.
Got it.
Get fucked, Ben.
See, what if Ben has been turned, guys?
Into what, a vampire?
Plot twist.
He's not that pal.
Surprise, we're playing Strahd now.
Yeah, I will bless those 3 when we start moving.
I respond to Regin. Is it go time?
Yep, do what you gotta do.
All right.
Okay.
Hannah, can I declare that there's a man at the front of the crowd who's holding a bunch of fries that he bought from a nearby stall?
I did establish that there is like a cafe here, so...
You sure did.
Yeah, I will... Yep, I will
Perfect.
say so.
All right, so I message Regin. I assume those guys have levels or something. Baleen super doesn't. And then I invisibly reach out and, like, bump the man forward with the fries so that the fries spill out over the ground. At the same time, I telepathically message Nurgle, dive bomb now, everyone! And I step forward and I cast Dimension Door and teleport myself and Baleen out of there.
Wait till they dive bomb.
Couple of things. We are going to roll initiative at this point.
I guess.
As the birds dive bomb. Additionally, Andy, I will let you make it either persuasion or animal handling for Nurgle to see how many birds Nurgle has got coming with him.
All right.
In the words of MIA, I need more birds.
And then additional thing, you can't. Baleen is too high. Like the platform is 10 feet up.
Oh, whoa.
Mm-hmm. There's stairs on the sides.
Okay, so then I bump into the man.
And while you're waiting for the birds to dive bomb, you run up.
Yeah, and then I run up the stairs to Baleen.
Yes, I will let you do that, as your first turn. But anyone who acts before anything happens is, not gonna know. But that'll be your first turn.
All right, I'm rolling Nurgle's animal handling.
Yeah, okay.
18.
18, good for Nurgle. Nurgle has ingratiated himself with the seagull flock. He's the smartest seagull any of them have ever met.
I love that that's what they value.
Yeah, it is.
This is a man of culture.
He's an ambassador.
So when you telepathically tell Nurgle that it is time to dive bomb, you see there is a decently sized flock of seagulls that all begins to descend from the sky, heading right for the platform. I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
Can I do all this on a surprise round, or am I going to have to wait for my turn to cast Dimension Door?
You're going to have to wait for, you're going to have to wait for your turn to cast Dimension Door. There's enough stuff going on, that...
I sure enough have got a 10.
17.
Nice.
13.
Andy, roll for Nurgle.
16.
Okay, so first to act in initiative is actually Shiloh. Did you guys tell her anything to do in particular?
Oh, do we know what Shiloh can do is the thing?
Yeah, you know that she has a decent chunk of HP, although less than you guys. You know that she has a hammer with her that she can hit things with, and then she has a few spells, including some heals.
I think we would have laid out the plan with her, so can we say that we're going to have Shiloh act with me and Regin after Finn gets Baleen out to try and get the others gone?
Okay, so she will move, she will close distance with the platform so that she's at the front of the crowd here, and then she will, I think she's gonna dash so that she's like right by the edge of the platform. And Rosie will dash with her.
And actually, I do have one other question I forgot to ask before we even started, which is, can we just like establish that we would have scoped out a safe place where we would have planned to hide Baleen once we got her out?
You can. I guess make me a retroactive investigation check.
Okay.
And you can have advantage because everybody was looking together.
It was +0, so 18.
18, nice. You found, would you be looking for like what do you mean? Do you mean like an alleyway or like a building?
Something like a basement.
Just something that like we could get into easily, but that like we wouldn't be like stuck in when we're trying to like actually go.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. I think within a few streets with that investigation check, you found...
yeah, ideally it'd be somewhere Finn could, like, teleport to, like, pretty much very close to.
Dimension Door goes 500 feet, so Finn can just straight up... I will say there's something within 500 feet. It's probably, like, 400 feet out, so anybody who's running is still going to have quite a ways to go to get there.
Nice.
But you find a shop that is closed, but that had an open window. And so it is closed, but there was an open window that you guys were able to kind of pry open. And so there is nobody in there, or should be nobody in there, and there'd be multiple exits. 6, so that's a thing that exists. Cool, so Shiloh will take her turn and kind of close distance with the platform and then be kind of waiting to see what happens. Next up in initiative is the High Priestess.
That's
at this point, all she sees is
some fries.
Group of seagulls dive bombing. You see, she is kind of continuing her speech. She's saying more about how this will not stand. The glory of Lithios is not going to be brought down from the inside, etc., etc. You see, she sort of falters just slightly as this group of seagulls start dive bombing, and you see her expression kind of sharpen a little bit as she clearly knows something's up. And in fact, you see anyone who's looking in that direction, you guys are pretty distracted, but anyone who's close enough to see can see just a little bit of a self-satisfied smile as she sort of raises up her staff, and you guys see that actually a thunderstorm starts forming above you as she raises her staff, and she says,
That seems like overkill.
"Mr. Finn Fisher, if you're present, please show yourself."
Pass.
Hard pass.
That is actually going to be Finn's turn. So Finn, what do you do?
Do I have time to message Regin?
No.
Okay, I walk up to Baleen, and I whisper in her ear, "Hey!" And then I cast Dimension Door and teleport us both to the shop.
Awesome. You hear Baleen start to go, "Hi!" and "Whoa!" as you guys are immediately there's a slight sound as the air collapses in around you guys, and you are just gone. The High Priestess her self-satisfied expression drops, and you see a little bit of a snarl
Lifetime
across her
bitch.
face. As her
She didn't know warlocks can swap out spells when they level up.
Wow, fantastic. All right. That is, do you have anything else you want to do on your turn, Finn? You appear in this shop with Baleen, and she goes "Oh! Finn!
Yeah, that's me.
Oh my god." And she just gives you a really, really big hug.
I hug her.
And
I want to use my dash action to hug her really, really, really well.
You need that.
it's a really, really
We're
good
already
hug.
in the shop.
I know, but we need you to come back.
Oh, you're right. I take it back. I just hug her a normal amount.
Okay, cool.
And do I have time to get the ropes off of her?
Yeah, you can. I will say
Nice.
you can, I'm going to say it's going to take a bonus action to cut one person's ropes and an action to cut two persons.
We should have had you cut someone's ropes before you DD'd Baleen.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That's okay. That's fine.
But yeah, I cut her ropes with my spear. I guess it is good for something.
Sweet. And you guys are in the shop. Awesome. Next up is the kind of normal guards. You see at this point they realize that something is going on. You see the guards are kind of starting to move they all look to the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is block up the exits and start spreading out. They can't have gone far, and he'll have allies. You
How
see
do
the
you
guards.
know it was a he?
The guards start to.
I can't believe she's a sexist gender essentialist.
Malachi disguises his voice and calls out, "What if it was a girl?"
The guards sort of spread out and start blocking the exits, and you also see that
All of them?
they're moving to that position. They're mostly using dash actions and stuff. They're not attacking anyone at this point. And you see the ones that are on the platform kind of put their hands on the other prisoners' shoulders.
Oh, they're reassuring them.
Next up is Nurgle. So you see at this point is when the flock of seagulls that was just dive bombing now arrives on the platform. It is just now absolutely covered in seagulls. There's chaos in the front of the crowd. Yeah.
Can I... Am I too far away to telepath to Nurgle?
You're 400 feet away. Yeah.
All right. Well, can I tell you what I think Nurgle would do?
Yes.
Because he's a smart bird.
Absolutely.
Peck some ropes that are around
Yes.
people's wrists.
I will say you guys are going to be able to do it just automatically. Nurgle needs to make an attack roll. So go ahead and make an attack roll for him. And the other seagulls are not smart enough to think to do this.
Put French fries in each of their hands.
They can't all be Nurgles. 7.
7. Nurgle starts kind of pecking at the ropes around someone's hands, but it is not effective. He just has a little beak.
Man, I was really hoping that the dive bomb would provide more of a distraction.
How do you know it won't?
I mean, it is absolute chaos on the platform. Like, you see that everything is chaos up here. It is now the other prisoners' turns. None of them can cast right now.
None of them have subtle spell.
No.
Sad.
No sorcerers.
Fucked up.
Can air gnassies fly? Seems like they should be
They
able
can
to.
cast levitate at will once.
Yeah.
Per rest, not ever. But that would be funny.
My son, you must choose wisely.
You gotta know, man. You gotta know when it's right.
Damn, imagine being an air ganassi and you've been dating someone for a long time and you're gonna propose to them, and to make the moment really special, to show how devoted you are, you use your levitate, your one lifetime use of levitate, to like float up to their window, and you open up the ring and then they say no.
Wow.
That'd be fucked up.
Sad.
Huh?
Okay, I think each of them, they can't get the ropes off themselves, so I think what they are going to do is they are just going to attempt to kind of break away from the guards that grabbed
Nice.
them. So I'm going to make rolls for each of them.
Remember, they get a D4.
So true. I absolutely would have forgotten. So this is for Cleo. Wow. You go, girly. This is the Triton. You see, she kind of like shrugs off the guard that was on
Yes,
her, like, no
Cleo.
problem. This is for the
That's
elf.
what living under the sea gets you, baby.
Quarion. Wow, my goodness. Guys, I'm rolling really hot tonight, which I
Yes.
mostly rolled for your allies so far. Let's see if
Okay.
that holds up.
God, that,
He also shrugs himself free. And then the Furbolg. Yeah, with the D4 especially, they also manage to kind of like, and they're like moving forward to the front of the platform. Actually, they're just gonna jump off. All three of them are just gonna
Yes.
jump off.
Yes.
So they're gonna take a little bit of damage, but I'll do that in a second.
And they pose for a freeze frame in midair.
You see, Ben seems to have a little bit more trouble, but he manages to also get the guard off him and jump off the platform. That will be, they're each going to take 7 damage. You see, except for Cleo, who appears to just land without a problem. She kind of sticks a 3-point landing.
I am in love with her.
Fantastic. Yeah, and they are all now just like in the crowd. It's I'm gonna say that takes much of their movement and their actions, but they are just sort of like at the front of the crowd now. That is going to be Regin's turn.
did me trying to convince the executioner to pee do anything?
It distracted him, and then he immediately was even more distracted by the flock of seagulls.
Does he have to pee?
Make a persuasion roll for me.
That is a 13 to pee.
With a 13, I will say that he's like, he was thinking about it. Like, he heard the voice, and his first thought was like, oh, fuck, what is this voice? And then his second thought was, shit, I do kind of need to pee. I should have gone before I got up here. And then he got very distracted by the seagulls.
Rookie move. You always gotta pee before the execution.
Well, because if you don't pee before the execution, when you get executed, you pee.
It's true.
Hannah, is there anything nearby to me that I could just kind of duck behind in the general chaos?
There is the entire crowd.
General
you are
chaos,
kind of
sir.
central, so What, like, are you looking for, like, a building?
Even just like a cart, a wheelbarrow, a pillar.
Yeah, you can duck behind you can for sure duck behind people. If you use your movement to kind of get to the edge of the crowd, I will say that there's like a one of those tables outside the cafe you can sort of duck behind. People are kind of like all confused right now, so there's a lot of cover. No one's really looking at you.
Okay, if that's the case, I will not use my movement then, and just kind of turn myself in a swirl of robes that kind of, just distracting. And I'm going to cast Disguise Self.
Oh.
And I'm going to make myself look as if I'm wearing a guard's uniform, a regular guard's uniform.
Nice.
But particularly like a captain-looking uniform. The uniform of somebody with a bit more authority, perhaps.
Yeah, you totally can do that. A normal guard, but you have like a captain's badge displayed very prominently right there. Okay, then what?
And then I'm going to move towards the platform.
Sick. Cool. Yeah, you do that. Malachi, on initiative 10, that is you.
I did forget I had that spell until 5 minutes ago.
Good for you.
Okay, so when you say they went into the front of the crowd, would any of them already be within, like, my touch range, or no?
No, you'd have to use your movement to get to them. Okay. Well, not all of it. I would say you can use, like, 5 or 10 feet of movement to get to them.
And so would freeing them, you said, would be a bonus action?
I would say bonus action to free one person, and I'll let you use an action to free 2 people.
Are the guards are all still up on the platform?
There's
some
kind of
the ones that
guards all
were
over the place, but yeah. There are some who attempt to kind of be doing look like they're kind of doing crowd control a little bit, just sort of being like, whoa. I mean, it hasn't been long enough for everyone. There's still a little bit of confusion. There's also 2 members of the Rorian Guard who are standing like right at the edges of the platform, who haven't moved yet.
Right. So I'm near one of those technically.
Yeah, you're pretty. That would be the closest combatant. Would be that there's a Rorian Guard who it looks like is about to draw his sword.
Can you tell me how many of them are in range of me to grab of the prisoners?
Of the prisoners, I would say...
Like within my movement.
Within your movement, the 2 who were on the side closer to the executioner, because that's the side you were on, which is the Firbolg and the Elf.
Okay.
Orion and Quarian. I named their names too similar. They didn't look similar when I wrote them down.
All right. I run up to... Orion and Quarian. As I make for Quarian's the elf, right?
Quarian's the elf, yeah.
I grab
Quarian, and I say
Hannah,
hello.
These names are fucking me up.
Sorry.
I grab Quarian's wrists.
There you go.
As I am undoing his wopes, you're gonna loop around the park, behind the wagon, run down whatever the name of the street is that they need to run down. I don't know what it's called. You'll find Baleen in identifying feature of shop.
It's a flower shop.
Hide there until one of us comes for you. Me, a short dwarf guy, not short, a normal height dwarf guy.
Well, certainly not tall, though.
And, Baleen will recognize the last if he shows. Shiloh's here, too. Free his hands while you go.
Yeah, Quarian, looks you in the eyes and just sort of, nods, very kind of, business-like, and is like, thank you. And then looks like he's going to help his friends get out.
Fuck, he's cool.
Cool.
So cool. Malachi's got a little crush.
Yeah, can you describe more about what this proud-looking high elf with long hair looks like in terms of sexiness?
Yeah, he's pretty sexy. He also, has, a bruise on his cheek. And kind of, is very, moves with a purpose. And
Malachi appreciates that in a man.
Yeah. Cool. Malachi, what else are you doing?
Yeah, so that was bonus action. Does it look like anyone saw me make that happen?
I I think yes. I'll roll perception.
Okay.
Okay, I think yes. The guard, the Rorian guard, who was like
the nearest
right there,
one.
Yeah, locks onto that, and you see starts kind of like instructing. Your presence has been noted.
Is that Rorian guard within 10 feet of me?
Yes.
We're gonna try and Nature's Wrath him.
Sick.
So I undo the ropes, I see him start to move, and I throw my hand out towards him.
What does he have to roll?
Strength or dex?
Okay. That's a natural 2, so he fails.
Fuck yes! So
Yeah.
as he starts to move, I throw my hand out, and these vines like burst out of the ground underneath him and grapple him.
Cool. You Nature's Wrath him. You still have some movement if you want it.
Clarifying question. I've told those two to go. I'm not clear if Quarian's grabbing the other two or if he's just going with Orion.
He would try and get everybody.
Okay. Then I'm going to move towards the Rorian guard nearest them.
Okay. You throw out your hands. These vines come shooting out from your hands and just wrap this guard up, basically tying him to the platform behind him. You see like lots of kind of like the people in the crowd who are still kind of close by sort of like back up a little bit. And even with everything that's going on, even with the escaping prisoners, even with the flock of seagulls that is now fully covering the platform, even with the crowd in between you and everybody, you see, first of all, you see General Crevitas look directly at you.
That's too bad.
And there's a smile on his face as he draws his sword. However,
Smile about you little fucking idiot.
you also see the High Priestess seems to lock onto you, like, past the crowd. She'd been looking around like she was looking around for someone, but she looks directly at you, and
It's me,
you can
Finn
see,
Fisher.
again, you're kind of, you're a little bit, like, far away from her, so I don't know how much of this you pick up on, but her eyes light up. And she looks like she has just gotten a very unexpected surprise. And you hear her, she raises her voice and sort of projects it over the crowd. And she says, "General, if you would make sure to capture Kassir, please.
Bitch, what?
I think I need to have a conversation with multiple people today."
He can fucking try.
Do you have days where you only have a conversation with one person the whole day?
Don't you?
A random person in the crowd shouts.
Awesome. That's Malachi's turn. Next is Baleen. She's chilling in a flower shop. The priests, there were like a few kind of priests beside the High Priestess, sort of start to spread out a little bit, like moving in the direction of the platform.
Priest be like priest noise.
Next up,
I knew you'd like that.
next up is the Rorian Guard. The only ones that are relevant at this moment are the ones who are close enough to do anything. First of all, the one who's in Nature's Wrath, how does he break out of that?
At the end of his turn, he can repeat his saving throw.
Cool, so he can't move, so he can't do anything. So at the end of his turn, he'll repeat his saving throw.
That's fucking right, he can't.
Does a 15 be your DC?
It is my DC.
Okay, so yes, he just barely manages to struggle out of the vines at the end of his
That's
turn.
fine. It's the end of his turn.
The other one, kind of at the edge of the platform, seeing you coming and hearing what the High Priestess shouted, is going to move forward and try to attack you, Malachi.
Traitor!
Yeah, so...
You don't even know me.
He is going to go ahead and make 2 attacks on you with this big, great sword that he's holding in his hands.
Oh, great sword.
I don't think it's great.
Does this, I don't think a 16 hits your armor class?
Absolutely not.
Great. Okay, second attack. Wow, that's a natural 20.
Well, I guess.
So the first one just clangs against your armor. The second one, he manages to get in a good strike. You take...
Oh, wait, that's a nat 20. That's bad.
Yeah. You take... Ooh, baby.
Hello?
20 slashing damage. As this...
20.
As this guard just manages to whap you with his greatsword. Cool. The other 2 Rorian guards that were by the wagon are going to hop off the wagon, and they are going to run over, and they are going to make... One of them's going to make attacks against Ben, the other one's going to make attacks against Cleo. So let's see, against Ben. Oh! Neither of them hit. You see he's kind of, like, surprisingly nimble as he's sort of, like, dodging under these strikes. These are the ones that are against Cleo.
I bet he was the one who climbed the jungle gym in the trial.
Maybe he used his once-in-a-lifetime levitate to do it, and we just totally fucked his memory by disgracing him.
One of those is going to hit her, so she takes 7 slashing damage. Yeah, and I think those are all the ones who are kind of in a space to do something. All the others are kind of moving to either cover exits or protect the High Priestess. Next up is our best friend with in true Malachi fashion, a 2 initiative. That's what we call an enemy, baby. I don't know what's the
Rival.
Word? Rival.
Well,
Thank
he
you.
wishes.
That's what we call a rival. Yeah, you see he just kind of, like, strides forward, like, as if he doesn't have a care in the world, draws his sword, points it at you, and he says, "Well, I should have known I'd be seeing you here."
Sorry, Caleb. Oh, God.
He smirks a little bit and he goes, "Captain Kassir, you dirty traitor."
I'm sorry.
Should have known it runs in the family.
Hello?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Malachi doesn't say anything, but when he says "in the family," Malachi's face sort of, like, my shock is shown.
He smirks at that and he goes,
What are you talking about?
"Oh, did you not hear about Sergeant Marr's dishonorable discharge?" Yeah. Insubordination, they say, but we're all pretty sure
How the
that,
fuck would I hear about that? I've been gone.
Well, I don't know. You heard about there being an execution, apparently. I thought maybe. Listen.
Yeah, it was in the newspaper. You dolt.
Yeah, and Marr's discharge was in the newspaper, too, a while ago.
What do you think I do? Get out the Dermator newspaper every morning and read every single page?
I don't know. Maybe if you were more well-read, you'd be
I'm sorry, Caleb. We all don't just sit on our ass waiting for promotions all day.
I hate it here.
He points his sword at you, and...
what do you think I betrayed?
Betrayed everything. You betrayed everything we were taught. You betrayed what we stood for, what we fought for. You betrayed your country.
What you stood for. This isn't my country, so frankly, I don't give a shit.
He snarls, and I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
Oh, the magic sword. Oh, the magic sword. Sword Nimi.
Hannah, what the fuck?
That was a little reference for all of our listeners who also read Brandon Sanderson's books. Mm-hmm. I'll repeat it for clarity. Sword Nimi.
Sorry, can I get that one more time for safety?
Yeah, for sure. Sword Nimi.
Can you do it again, but you're an old man?
Okay, just a moment. Sword Nimi.
All right, you're an old man, but you just had a really bad day.
Sword Nimi.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I rolled a 22.
Oh my
so
God.
when he, like, points his sword at me and, like, makes that little face, I look down at... Was that supposed to do something, Caleb?
Just fucking fight me.
You'll get there eventually.
You resist.
Oh, he was trying to compel duel you.
You resist falling under compelled duel. However, he is still going to go ahead and
It
close
would be so
distance.
funny if I compelled duel him back and I succeed.
He's going to close distance and attack you. 18?
That is my AC.
Okay, so that does hit. You take... that is 13 slashing damage to you.
13?
13 slashing damage, and then maybe before you write it, you're also going to take an additional...
Am I, though?
8 radiant damage.
Can I take radiant damage? That's fucked up.
Yes! What? Why would you not be able to take radiant damage?
Because I'm good.
Other people are paladins.
Are you fucking kidding me, Hannah? oh my god. He's a fucking paladin, too. That's fucking sucks. He doesn't deserve that.
Malachi really thought he was the only one.
As far as I'm concerned, I am. This whatever the fuck oath he swore doesn't count.
So that's 13 slashing, and then the additional, I think I said 8 radiant, and then the second attack does not hit, as he comes with this long sword.
Holy shit, that's more than half my health? That can't be right. No, I guess that is right, okay.
And he is now in melee with you. Sick. That is going to be, at initiative count 0, the crowd moves. You see some of them decide to get the hell out of whatever's happening here. People are attacking each other. For sure, everybody who is by the platform is backing way up as the crowd is kind of like surging out of the way. So you lose some of that crowd cover that was kind of at the front of the platform there. But some of them are still just kind of sticking around to see what's going on. Top of initiative, I think Shiloh's just gonna solve a whole bunch of problems.
Yes.
She's just going to like run in and use her action to free Ben and Cleo. And she just kind of like undoes their restraints with her action, and then she's going to bonus action healing word Malachi.
Ah, yes, Shiloh, my beloved.
So that is going to be you regain 7 hit points, Malachi.
I'll take it.
And then Rosie is going to go ahead and just
A missile launcher pops out of Rosie's back.
yeah, she's gonna go ahead and try and get Oriana's bonds off, which is the last person who's still tied up. I'm gonna make an attack for her like I did for Nurgle. Wow, she crit.
Yes, Rosie!
So, incredibly successful.
That's embarrassing, though, Nurgle.
Crit by Rosie. Yeah, so all of them are now free. And then Shiloh is going to start using her movement to start kind of like, you see she sort of like is talking to Cleo and Ben, and she's sort of like, she's explaining where they're going. Yeah, they start to move toward the exit.
Yeah, if anyone wants to hit a guard on their way out, that'd be great.
That is the High Priestess's turn.
Ruh-roh.
This swirling storm cloud above the center of the square sparks with lightning.
Fuck.
As the High Priestess raises her hand. You see she raises her hand toward the sky and she says, "Father of storms, help me to smite these traitors." And as she says it, a bolt of lightning comes streaking down from the sky to strike the ground immediately behind Malachi. Malachi, I need I believe it is dexterity, unfortunately. Yep, I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
Oh, lightning, yeah, big fucking whoop lady.
In the distance, I hear the lightning strike, and I'm like, oh, good, Reagan's doing magic.
Fucked up the Star House knows who I am.
Uh-huh.
It could have been worse. A 15.
15 does not pass. Yeah. So you take...
That's a lot of die.
So the total damage that you're taking from this is...
Can I actually, before you say that, can I roll my 1d8 of inspiration?
From Ted? Yeah, go ahead.
This might be a bad time to use it, but I'm going to do it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's going to be a 19?
A 19 will pass. Yeah. So you pass, so you're going to take a quarter of the number I'm about to say. The number that I am saying is, I lost track of it while I was counting. Hang on a second. 42. So you're taking half of that, which is, so 42 halves to 21, halves again to 10.
Holy fuck.
You take 10 the lightning damage as this enormous lightning bolt strikes directly behind you so as not to hit General Crevitas, but
yeah, of
hits
course,
you.
Fucking bitch.
But you manage to, remembering a song from ages ago, you manage to move slightly out of the way of it, and then you feel the power of your god around you sort of deflect even more of it. And you see again...
Does it look so hot?
It looks really hot. You see General Crevitas, there's like a little bit of like a something in his eyes. And you can't tell if it's hatred or if he's impressed. The High Priestess, like, again, almost looks like she's like having fun with this and like she's delighted.
She's
by
horny.
it.
This bitch is horny.
Honestly, a little bit. And she kind of like steps down the stairs a few steps and it's like, that is a very interesting power you wield, Captain Kassir.
Regin, did you see that?
I'm a little busy at the moment.
Reagan's seeing all of this.
Regin, why can't you do that?
All right.
I don't say his name. I don't say that for real.
Sick. Finn, that's your turn.
All right. So I pull out of the hug, and I smile, and I'm like, yeah, we did it. We rescued you. And then for a second, I just stare out the window, and I'm like, job well done.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Oh, shit. I should go back.
Oh, be careful.
Okay. Does the shop look secure?
It looks secure enough.
All right, great. I'm like, okay.
As in, like, you shouldn't stay here for ages, but, like, you have time within combat.
Okay. Baleen, hide, somewhere in here.
Okay.
If everything goes well, some other people, including those people you were on the platform with, I don't know how well you know them. Maybe you really bonded in prison. They'll be along shortly, and I should be back too. Listen for my knock when I come back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Be careful.
Glad you're back. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
And I run out. I jump through the open window and start running down the street back to the execution.
Sick. Full dash kind of back in the direction of the execution. Awesome. Next up is going to be the guards. I'm going to say that the ones who were on the platform are busy with the Seagulls. That's what that's going to do. They're just going to straight up, they are too busy with the Seagulls to come and deal with you guys.
Nice.
So that's what the Seagulls are doing for the rest of this combat. The others, most of them are still just blocking exits. One of them is going to go ahead and try and take a swing at Quarion, I think. Ooh, does not hit. That's a natural 3.
Nice.
Okay, and everybody else is just sort of moving to block exits and also to kind of like push the crowd back away from the dangerous situation. That is Nurgle's turn. He's still attacking. Okay, this is all my little guys. So all of their hands are untied now. They are going to... Cleo and Ben are both going to go make attacks on this Rorian guard that's down here by Malachi. They're going to both go in and try and attack that guard. So Ben, kind of at the foot of this platform, you see him sort of like get his bearings, look around him. He is going to run up basically right next to Malachi, stands next to Malachi, and he just looks over at you and he's like, hey, thanks for the daring rescue and all that. They keep calling you Kassir. I think we might have a friend in common. We should talk.
You know my sister.
Yeah, hi. In the meantime, try and stay alive, why don't you? And he's going to push out his hands and cast Thunderwave. So this is going to hit General Crevitas and the Rorian Guard. And actually, before he does this, you see him kind of like lock eyes with General Crevitas, and he goes, not doing so hot on your first outing as a general, are we?
Yes, Ben.
Caleb's
love
make
him.
I
grin at Ben. Malachi never grins.
Make a charisma saving throw. Oh my god, terrible.
Yes, that's because he sucks.
That's a 7.
Is Ben a bard?
A 7 from him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben sure is a bard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so then that is going to give Caleb disadvantage on this save against Thunderwave. So for Caleb, that is a 8. He's going to fail this save. And then
Malachi's
from
fallen in love all over the place today.
Rorian Guard is... Wow, okay, the guard actually saves. But Caleb fails and is in fact pushed back from you, Malachi.
So does that mean I get an opportunity attack?
It does not, because it's forced movement. But it does mean that you won't take an opportunity attack if you run. And he also takes... Ooh, nice roll. 11 thunder damage, and the Rorian Guard takes 5 of that. And then Cleo, you see, is going to run up against this guard, and she is just going to attack him. You see, she just goes in with her fists. She has no weapons. Yes. She is just going in with her fists.
Oh, is she a monk?
Against this guard.
Hot. I love her.
Okay, of her 3 attacks, only 1 will hit. And so it is going to do 10 bludgeoning damage, and she'll go ahead and see if she can stun. So he's going to make a Constitution saving throw. Passes, unfortunately. So is not stunned, but does take that. How much damage did I say?
I think 10.
10? Great.
Sorry, I misspoke. You said 17.
Oh, thank you. And then Cleo and Ben are both kind of going to give Malachi a nod and run. The Roaring Guard is going to go ahead and take an opportunity attack against Ben as he runs. That is going to hit. So Ben takes this kind of slash across his shoulder for 8 damage. And the two of them are booking it in the direction of, you see they kind of get to the edge of the square.
Okay, sweet.
Basically catch up with Shiloh. And the other two are going to go ahead and attack the Roaring Guard who just saved from the... Actually, Quarion is going to go ahead and basically do something very similar to what Malachi just did. He's going to try and cast Entangle. Ooh, failure. So the Roaring Guard finds himself again kind of... He shrugs out of Malachi's vines, and Quarion kind of like twists his hands, and immediately these other vines... These ones, you know, kind of...
Oh, no, you don't.
Just like wrap him up again.
Some days you just can't get rid of a vine.
Yeah, and then they also are both going to run, and they'll get even like a little bit further because they were closer, kind of taking the lead in terms of the getting out of the square. Awesome. Regin, that is you. You are disguised as a guard, standing vaguely near the platform. No one has noticed that you're a combatant of any kind.
Regin leaves.
So my initial idea had been to, like, take custody of the prisoners to protect them. But they don't seem to really need much protecting. So... how many feet away is Starhouse at this point, as she's been descending?
Yeah, smite a bitch.
She is, if you were kind of close to the platform, I will say she came down a little bit, I'll say she's 90 feet from you.
Okay. I'm going to work my way towards her.
Okay. Are you just using your dash?
Nope, I am just walking in a business-like manner.
Okay, so you move 30 feet toward her, you're now within 60 feet of her.
35.
So true. How could I forget? You're now within 55 feet of her.
Thank you.
How can we win this battle when the city guard are so squat and nimble?
And I'm going to bark directions in directions.
So you're going to stop and just say, I'm going to bark?
Grr, bark, bark. No, I'm going to look businesslike. I'm going to shepherd civilians in directions, and I'm going to be purposefully striding towards her.
Awesome. Do you want to, are you going to use your action or bonus action for anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, then you can go ahead and move an additional 35 feet with a dash action.
Oh, then I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay, so you move 70 feet total, which is impressive.
Thank
You're now
you.
20 feet from her at the end of your turn. Go ahead and make I'll let you make an intimidation check for kind of how effectively you are able to sort of control the crowd and be convincing in terms of being a guard.
23.
Fantastic. Yeah, you seem like such a guard. You are like the crowd kind of gets out
Let's
of your
go,
way.
right.
You see Starhouse is still pretty like laser focused on Malachi.
That's fine.
But yeah, the other guards are sort of looking to you without any suspicion. Okay, Malachi, that is you. You have this Roaring Guard in melee with you, and Caleb is 10 feet away.
So are all of the AA members, like, right at the edge of the square?
Yeah, they're kind of toward the edge of the square.
Is there anyone close to them that I can see?
There are guards around there that kind of look like they were there to block the exit. I'm going to say that there are 3 guards who have made their way to this exit, normal-looking guards. And then there's the Roaring Guard.
I'm basically just deciding whether or not to keep my concentration.
You think they've taken some damage and they look like they were down some HP, but none of them look critically fucked up, and you know that like at least a couple of them are healers.
Right. What the fuck? They're at the edge of the square. You know what? Fine. I'll do this on me, and then
Awesome.
I just need a last one turn. So I guess... Okay, Caleb is how far from me? Because he was pushed back?
10 feet.
So I could get into melee with him. The other guy is still in melee with me?
That guy looks like he does not have that much HP left.
I guess I'm gonna stare Caleb dead in the eyes as I rip out this healing potion, knock it back like a shot. and like throw it on the ground next to me.
Wow, just like at boot camp.
Way to fucking litter, bro.
You drank at boot camp?
People who were cool did.
Yeah, so not you, right?
Oh!
That's why I'm questioning it.
This is like the world's worst dick measuring contest.
I don't need a measure, I know.
You know how big his dick is?
I know that it's not bigger than mine.
He measures everybody in the morning just to make sure. As long as he checks all our vitals, remember?
Communal showers. It's like a Starship Troopers thing.
His dick is absolutely smaller than mine. Holy shit, I rolled great on those d4.
Nice.
So it's 14 HP. So, I do that. Is this other guard in between me and Caleb?
No, he's next to you.
Okay, so then concentration actually does stay up for the bless, I believe.
Okay.
And I will swing to get the other guy out of my way first.
Okay.
That's what I'll try and do.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh, yes. 25 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I look at Caleb and I say, you can wait. I rolled a 12 on my d12.
Wow.
And that's 16 slashing damage on that hit.
Cool. That kills him. You managed to get your axe like right in the kind of like chink between his helmet and his shoulder, and just kind of this guy.
So I cut him down and I turn to Caleb. And I swing at Caleb.
Okay. Cool. You close distance with Caleb. Go ahead and take an attack.
23 to hit.
Hits. Roll damage.
Nice. Also, I of course am gonna smite.
Of course.
31 damage to Caleb.
Okay. Cool.
And some of that's radiant damage.
Sick.
If you want an exact number, I will have to do
I don't need it. Yeah, you slice into him with your axe. You kind of like get a good slash in like right across his chest that causes him to stumble back just a little bit, as he is already kind of like reeling from the thunder wave still. He still looks strong. I mean, like you remember this guy. He clearly has like bulked up a bit since you last saw him. And he seems very happy that you have decided to come and attack him.
You been roiding, Caleb?
Needed to look good for the ceremony.
God, that's embarrassing.
Oh my god, he admitted!
So, this is going to be the Rorian Guard. So, the two that are close enough to you, who were fighting Ben and Cleo, are going to come attack you. So both of them kind of close distance. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the ones from the wagon?
Mm-hmm, the ones from the wagon are going to come attack you. So that is, let's see, the first one. You see this one kind of like raises a hand and like barks an order that seems to sort of like bolster his allies.
Too much barking going on around here.
Yeah, there's a lot of shouting going on. 19? Does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so both of those are going to hit you. So you take a total of 17 slashing damage from those two attacks.
Okay.
Second one is going to make his two attacks.
Okay, I'm glad I drank the potion.
I'm also glad you drank the potion. Okay, 17, that will not hit. And then that one will. That's another 19. So you take just 7 damage from that one.
Ooh, I'm in the 20s.
The other Rorian Guard that are up by the High Priestess, like, look to you, Regin, as you're approaching, and kind of, like, nod at you, as you have successfully postured yourself as, like, the captain in this situation.
Thank you. At ease, men.
There's actively a battle happening. I don't think we should be at ease.
Well, then get after it and stop standing here.
We're protecting the High Priestess.
I'm here now.
She's a witch, isn't she?
Roll a persuasion check for me, Nani.
Watashi ga kita.
But that is a dirty 20.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, they're actually gonna, like, they look at each other and then they're sort of gonna, like,
Do they salute?
start spreading out a little bit away from the High Priestess, to cover the exits of the kind of top of the square.
Good men.
That is, yeah, that's everyone who's relevant. Now it is General Crevitas's turn. You see he grins at you, Malachi, and he's like, learned a couple new tricks. So have I. He, like, runs his...
He does a backflip.
He runs his finger along the, like, flat end of his sword, and you see it, like...
Oh, you learned how not to cut yourself.
Spark with this light, and then he is going to start taking swings at you with it.
Hannah, I'm going to be so mad if he fucking...
The good news is, he actually still has disadvantage on this from Ben. Okay. With disadvantage, that's only a 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, no, it doesn't hit, but...
It doesn't hit, yeah. And then, second attack. Come on, baby. Oop. I think it's still not going to hit. Well, 18?
That is my AC, you bitch.
Great. Okay, so it does hit.
Caleb!
And you take 11 from the weapon itself, and then an additional 5 radiant, and you are now glowing with light as he hits you with this
he branding smited
light,
me.
And you are now kind of like glowing for a 5-foot radius.
Thanks, I guess.
How are you looking?
Not great, but why?
Okay.
I'm doing pretty bad, actually. Like, one hit would take me.
Sick. In that case, he's
gonna do it.
He's gonna go ahead and Divine Smite.
Bitch.
He actually, I'm also observing now, just straight up has a third attack, which I didn't notice on his last turn.
Is he a higher level than me, Hannah? Are you serious?
He's too cocky to go with the safe bet. So he's going to go ahead and go with his third attack rather than...
Does he still have disadvantage on it?
Yeah, he does. He has disadvantage, but he's adding a d4 from the Rorian Guard. That's what that barking orders did. But he has disadvantage from Ben, so let's see. That's going to hit. That is a 21, even with disadvantage. 14 and 15 on the dice. So you take... Oh, well, that's only 5 damage on the weapon. Are you still up?
After 5, yes.
He's going to go ahead and smite then. And he will... Oh my god. Absolute overkill, I think. 23 radiant damage. One of the best damage rolls I've ever done.
What the fuck?
23 damage. You guys see Malachi drop.
Oh boy, I hope Malachi's doing okay.
This would be a lot more impressive if you did that all yourself, Caleb.
Malachi says from beyond the grave.
I say as I fall.
Yep. He just sort of smirks as you go unconscious and you hear him say, I'm a general now. That's leadership.
So true, Kayla.
Cool.
This sucks.
Oh boy, you guys. All right. Shiloh's going to... she's going to run back in. And...
This would be a good time to tell you guys that I don't have a plan.
I do. Did
it involve getting murked?
I'm betting not.
It involved you attacking people.
Okay. Shiloh is high intelligence. High intelligence enough to know that if you guys get stuck here, that's when you're really fucked. So, instead of trying to get to you, she is going to go ahead and healing word you. And
Sweet.
just kind of hope that you can get yourself out. She's going to go ahead and do it at a 2nd level, so that is going to be 10 hit points to you. And then she's actually going to send Rosie is going to run back in, kind of like next to you, and is going to... Yeah, Rosie's going to go ahead and try and bite one of these Rorian guards. That's a natural 2, so not on that. Where's the crit now?
A good effort, Rosie.
But a good effort.
She's a lover, not a fighter.
And she's now standing next to you, Malachi, as you're prone.
Oh man, I'm prone.
Yeah, and then she's going to kind of look at you and nod, Malachi, and then she is going to stick with the plan and get out of there. She will run... Shiloh. She's going to go ahead and dash out of the square and get 60 feet away.
I nod back, of course.
That is the High Priestess's turn.
Oh, fuck.
She... Still kind of looking at you way over the crowd, she
but
goes...
can she see that I'm back up?
Probably not.
I don't nod at Shiloh, I wink.
She looks out over the crowd and she says, any chance you want to peacefully surrender?
Nobody answers her.
Captain Kassir?
Nobody answers her. I'm playing dead.
She shrugs and she goes, this works too. And she's going to call lightning again. Same spot that she hit last time.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yep.
The same spot she hit last time, though, is farther away from me because I moved
same
towards
spot
Caleb.
she hit next to you. So I need a dexterity.
I thought she wanted to talk to me, not kill me.
If you're unconscious, they can talk to you.
But this is gonna kill me.
Not necessarily. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Wait, are you saying I can do non-lethal lightning damage? God damn it.
Thanks, Shiloh, but... oh well. I did crit.
Oh! Look at you! Okay.
That doesn't matter because it goes down to 19, but I did crit.
Hey, a 19 passes. So you pass the dexterity save, and it's higher with your aura. So you once again take half of, and this is not nearly as good a damage roll as the last one was. 32 halves to 16 halves to 8.
I'm
you
still
are
up
with 2 hit
As far as she knows, I am still down.
Yeah. Yeah, you see her kind of like craning her neck to see if that did it.
My body's just smoking a little bit.
Still up with 2 hit points. Finn, I assume you keep running back toward the combat.
Yeah. Are there like people around? Like, is there clearly a commotion in the direction I'm running, or has like?
Oh yeah, and at this point, you're seeing the beginnings of the crowd who ran, kind of starting to like you're running past them as you're running toward the square.
Wow. As I'm running, I just sort of like say like randomly over my shoulder to random people like, "Oh my God, summoning a storm in the square! The High Priestess has lost her mind."
Oh, sick!
Nice.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Not deception.
She did summon a storm. It can be deception if you want. I guess she hasn't lost her mind. That part's a lie. So yeah, go ahead.
Or maybe she lost it long ago.
That's a 19.
Cool. Yeah, some people certainly seem to be agreeing. All right. The guards are going to attempt to, I'm just going to simplify this and make a bunch of rolls as the guards are going to attempt to attack the fleeing allies of you guys. Okay, that's... Wow, only 1 hit there. So none of that group goes down. That's not enough to take any of them down. They're still up. That's going to be their turn. Let me just see if any of them have healing word real quick. I think Ben might. Yeah, he does. Yeah. He's gonna healing word you, so you regain...
Me?
You, yes. You, the one who's in danger. You regain 6 hit points, and then all of them are going to take dashes and disengages and run and catch up with Shiloh.
Nice.
That is Reagan's turn.
None of my buddies even here to see me get knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
My lady, I'm here to help protect you. I am a captain.
Yes, doing your job. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're just gonna stay put?
And with you also.
And with your spirit.
Okay.
Anyways, I say, all right, I'm going to do my job. And all right, bonus action rage, drop the illusion, and I'm going to swing two-handed with
So
my
true.
warhammer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, go for it.
What does a D10 look
I
like?
get so delighted every time you rage. It's always a treat.
That's a 16 to hit.
A 16 does hit.
She's just a witch.
She does not have armor. She's just a lady. So a 16 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Great. That's a 7.
Okay. She takes 7 damage. She has to roll concentration for her
Yes.
storm.
Excuse me. That's actually a 9
Oh, a 9. Wow.
with my rage.
Cool. She looks fine hit points wise, but she does have to roll concentration. Oh. She has a pretty good con save, actually. Good for her. Girl boss.
Oh.
Oh my god, I rolled a nat 1.
Yes!
No joke at all. I rolled a nat 1 on that. Yeah! She is completely taken by surprise as you you say you're there to protect her. She is, like, so not looking for danger around her. She's, like, focused on Malachi with kind of, like, one eye tracking the prisoners who are getting away, but honestly doesn't seem to care that much about them. She is mostly just focused on Malachi, and out of nowhere, this hammer comes slamming into her side. You see her concentration falter, and the storm drops. Wow. So true. Okay. Do you have anything else you want to do, or are you just staying there? The guards that you kind of, like, sent away from you a little bit kind of look back and go, hey!
I'm gonna dance away from melee range with the guards if they're close enough, but...
Yeah, I think you can get out of range of one of them. By dancing away with your movement. Sick. Okay, so true. Great job.
Oh my god, dismissing the storm she just summoned. The High Priestess is so indecisive. She must be losing her mind.
That is Malachi's turn.
Yeah,
Malachi, you are on the ground with 2 hit points.
Is Caleb looking at Starhouse when Regin attacks her?
Yes, I will say it draws his attention.
What does it take to get up from prone? My movement, not my action.
Half your movement.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as he knows, I'm still down.
No. It draws his attention in that he, like, looks up. It doesn't draw his attention in that he'd notice you standing
I never
up.
opened my eyes.
Okay.
They just
depending on what you're about to do, this may not affect it, but yes.
Like, it doesn't really matter, but his focus isn't on me.
Yes, he is not actively looking at you. He thinks you're down, and the High Priestess just got hit by a man with a hammer.
Ha
I guess I'm gonna have to lay on hands myself.
You in public?
Nasty.
Actually, wait a second. I might not, because I have magic. So, I think the first thing that I'm gonna do for this turn is probably gonna be Shield of Faithing myself.
Okay.
Just so I can make it through one more.
More people are converging on you. Like, there are some who are starting to chase the escaped prisoners. Some of the guards are, but basically the guards have gone from blocking all exits to converge on the obvious threats, which now include Regin as well. So the ones up there are converging, but there's others who are kind of, like, also now starting to fight off the Seagulls.
Just now.
Yeah.
I also really want to knock Caleb out. But that's pride talking.
Caleb looks so fine.
I did deal him 41 damage.
Mm-hmm.
I still think I could beat him in a fair fight.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, hon.
Listen, he was always jealous of me.
You know, I really think it's time for you to work past stuff that happened to you in college, you know?
I've never been to college, Regin. Stop rubbing it in. I'm gonna lay on hands first, then. So I'll lay on hands myself for... Guys, does 30 sound like too much if I leave 5?
No, that sounds good.
Alright, you guys still have greater healing potions. And also you're still so fine. So...
Have either of us taken a hit?
Nope.
No.
I've done my job. So 38 is what I'm at now. All of our NPCs are gone, right?
Yeah, they are 60 feet out of the square.
Okay.
You see some guards are starting to give chase. I'll tell you guys straight up, once people are out of the square and we're running, we're not going to, like, stay in initiative and there's, like, a chase mechanic and stuff.
Okay. How many guards are up and, like, converging?
Caleb's right next to you. 2 Rorian guards are right next to you.
Right next to me or, like, coming towards me?
They're not in melee with you, but they, like, will close melee with you on their turn.
Okay.
There's another one who is still restrained, but is trying to break out of it. And then I think there's 2 more that were kind of stationed, like, further up, who will have to dash to get to you, but then will get to you. That's the Rorian guard. And then I would say that there's maybe 4 normal guards who can get to you, because now they know they don't need to guard this exit.
If I were to run, could I evade them?
That depends a little bit on where you go.
If I were to follow the NPCs, could I evade them?
that would get you away from the ones who are trying to dash to meet you, and also from the normal guards. You would have to contend with the 2 that were fighting you before, and the one that's restrained are the ones who are kind of blocking your pathway that way. And then you're gonna kind of run into the guards who are running.
Even if I go through the park?
If you cut through the park, it's difficult terrain, so it would be half.
It's not difficult for me. Earth or stone.
Okay. Yeah, so it's not difficult terrain for you. That would get you away from basically all of them. Because it would be difficult terrain from them, so I don't think they'd be able to catch up with you.
Sweet. Finn, how many feet away is he still? Like 300?
Finn, at this point...
180.
At this point, Finn can see Shiloh and the NPCs running toward him. You guys are kind of, like, can see each other.
Hey!
And Regin, you don't have teleportation.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna shout. I'm not gonna say his name. Obviously they'll know who I'm talking to. But I'm still not gonna say his name. Run, wizard boy, run! No.
Ah, you fool!
I'm gonna shout, we're done! Loop around! Find us. I'm gonna look at Caleb. And I'm gonna say, this is a nice try, Caleb. We'll try again in a fair fight later. And I do sort of like a really cheeky salute, and I'm gonna Misty Step 30 feet into the park and then run.
You see, he starts to go, yeah, you fucking trit, and then you are gone. You blink into the park, and then you sprint 30 feet, coming out the other side, full 60 feet away. Basically, like, not quite meeting up with the other group, but, like, almost meeting up with the other group. Yeah. Fantastic. So, at this point, it's the Rorian Guard's turn. They're going to start to give chase, but they can't catch up with you. They will end up being 30 feet away from you and in the park. 2 of them are going to come and start toward Regin. One of them dashes to get to you. The other one closes with you and is going to take 2 attacks.
Me?
Regin.
Okay.
You are raging, so this will be halved if they hit. My god. Okay, one of them is going to hit. That's a 19. So you take 14 slashing damage, halved to 7.
One moment, I need a pencil.
Haven't had to write anything yet.
I haven't had to do anything yet.
Is Finn still invisible, or did he become uninvisible?
No, Finn is visible. Yeah, so you are now in melee with 2 of them, but that's all they can do. Caleb, I don't think really has any tricks up his sleeve, which is fucked up. Yeah.
He had to use them all.
I know. He sure did use a lot of spell slots. He's gonna go ahead and chase after you. So he is level with the Rorian Guard where he is 30. He's actually, you know what? He's gonna loop around. And he's gonna try and cut you guys off. But he still is using pretty much all his movement to do that. And is not within sight of you because he has to kind of go around the edge of the square. That is going to be the High Priestess's turn. The High Priestess, she looks down at you, Regin, and she goes, I didn't want to deal with this. And she waves her hand as she casts a spell. I need a charisma saving throw from you.
Fucked up that you're not in my aura for this.
Mm-hmm. Not in Malachi's aura.
22.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, you feel yourself almost start to get pulled to another place. But you, for a second, the whole world around you kind of like seems like it's shifting to another plane of existence.
I'm used to that.
Yeah, you were shifted across planes of existence like a couple weeks ago.
Every time he drinks.
And so you resist that, and you are just fine. Sick. Cool. That is going to be, Finn. You at this point can see, Shiloh and these other 4 people kind of starting to... Oh, Rosie acts on Shiloh's turn. Rosie's going to... Nobody really cares about the metal dog. She's just going to kind of start, like, following you guys.
Hey.
Wait, can I tell Rosie to help Regin? Since she was by me?
I think her order from Shiloh was to help you. So I think at this point she's just kind of running to get back to Shiloh. Finn, yeah, so you see this group up ahead of you, and then you see Malachi sort of, like, stumble out of the park laterally to you, so now everybody is about 60 feet from you as they're kind of starting to converge.
I shout to Finn, he's still back there. If you can get him, pop out.
Aye, aye, Captain. And I run. I just keep dashing.
I do point him around the way that Regin actually is, so he doesn't go in the way that we ran out.
Okay.
Because Regin was on the other side.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I point that direction.
Okay, so you're kind of running around to try and meet up with Regin. Andy, roll me a d4.
God, that would have been fucked up if I just got plane shifted.
1?
Oh, this is good for you,
Nice.
Actually. That's how
nice.
many, that plus 1 is how many rounds it was going to take you to get there, rather than me trying to measure distances in my head. So you will reach the edge of the square in two rounds from now, if Regin has not gotten himself the hell out of here by then.
Oh, that's so long.
That is...
As I pass by the other escaped prisoners, I greet each one of them by name and then keep going.
They're all like, hey. Great. That is a bunch of guards. They're gonna close distance with Regin. So Regin, you now have 2 Rorian guard and 4 normal guards considered in melee with you as they're just surrounding you.
Woof.
That is the blah, 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 nobody who matters. Regin, that is your turn.
All right.
Actually, this does matter. I think you see Ben, instead of running the full distance, is going to turn himself and Quarion invisible.
Ooh, nice.
So now they're invisibly following along with the rest of the group.
Oh no, Shiloh, they got plane shifted.
No, what? No. Regin, that's you.
Bonus action.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to drink my potion.
Great.
Ah!
Heroic.
I am now not only a raging barbarian, but I am a giant raging barbarian.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to...
It's a shame no one's here to see you tall.
Oh,
I really hate you guys.
no. Regin gets so tall. The crowd is
He gets
impressed.
so
the members of
tall.
the crowd who are still left
Do they
here.
clap?
Yeah, some of them are clapping.
And I'm going to slam my good bitch again with my giant hammer.
Cool.
Please run.
Yeah, you're still in melee with her. There's no reason why you wouldn't be able to. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. That is a 19 to hit.
Nice.
19 does hit. Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage.
It's gonna be 8.
Okay.
And I want to frighten. I want to do something frightening. I want
Okay.
to be intimidating.
Sure. Is this the menacing attack?
All right. I will expend a superiority die. The damage is actually going to be up to 16 damage
Ooh.
because I rolled an 8 on my superiority die, and whiz save, please.
Beautiful. What's the DC?
15.
Yes, she actually fails. That's
Nice.
13 total.
Get fucked.
So she is frightened? What does that
Yes, she is frightened, so she is going to be fleeing.
do? Cool.
And, I mean, she probably pees herself or something.
You know who else should now flee?
I'm getting there. Let me have my moment. She has dis on ability checks and attack rolls.
Yeah. Sick. You look very scary, and you see her kind of like, as you suddenly grow, you see her sort of like unflappable confidence, a little bit of fear enters her eyes, and she kind of like backs away a bit. And it's kind of like, guards! Guards! Okay.
Man, imagine if you did that in front of Rat Ball and then made him pee his pants. That would rule.
Malachi, are you doing anything other than running?
That depends, Hannah. What can I see from where I am?
You can see... So, the thing is, at this point, those of you who are out of the square, so, like, everyone but Regin, are basically out of initiative, unless you're intending to run back in. But if you're trying to get more distance and get further away will transition into chase mechanics rather than staying stuck in initiative. So you can do an action if you want. What you can see is you can see a street and you can see like members of the crowd and you can see your allies.
Can I still see any of the square from where I ran?
No. You're like on the street out of it. You can't see into the square.
Okay. So I would have to do like over 120 feet to loop around to the exit where I want Regin to go, right?
Yeah, you'd catch up with Finn if you did.
Because I'm not gonna go with the rest of the NPCs. I'm gonna run with Finn.
Yeah.
So, are there people who I can see chasing me right now?
Yeah, you can see the like beginnings of the guards who are gonna follow you guys are kind of coming up behind you.
I will moonbeam for now the guards who I can see.
Sick. You moonbeam back, basically covering you guys' retreat back
Yes.
at the guards who are going to be
as
chasing
many
you.
guards as I can get within the 5-foot radius.
Cool. Rather than having that do a little bit of damage to all the guards, I'm going to just have it take out 2 of them. And that will affect kind of once you get into chasing. Is that your turn?
And then I'll move as far as I can.
Brilliant. And you're heading over toward where Finn is.
I'm heading around.
Okay.
So that I can go with Finn to meet Regin.
Okay. Bunch of people you guys can't see go. Well, 2 of the Rorian guard you can see who are in melee with Regin. That is... What's your armor class? 16?
Yes.
Okay. That is then 2 hits out of those 4 attacks. So you take 11 halves to 5 and 9 halves to 4. So you take 9 damage. That is... The High Priestess is scared of you. So she doesn't want you here. So she's going to... Yeah, she's going to do the same thing. You see her move her hands again in the exact same way that she did last time, Regin. I need another charisma saving throw.
18.
18 is the DC. You just barely squeezed that one past and are not banished.
Am I brought to a knee by the sudden shifting of the world?
No, but you feel like that time you saw the other place you were going to go materialize a little bit stronger.
And what was it?
You couldn't really tell. Looked like stars, maybe.
All right. If I get
Finn.
banished to space, I'm okay with that.
Finn, you close, you keep running. Cool.
Man,
You are, like, almost to the edge.
hope everyone else is having a good time at least.
You are almost to the edge of the square now, Finn. You'll get there next round.
Can I see what's going on in there?
I think, yeah, actually. I think you at this point kind of have sight as you're approaching on Regin, very tall and surrounded by a whole bunch of dudes. 4 guards are going to take attacks on you, Regin. Only 1 hit in there. You take, just 2 points of damage from a spear. 4 half to 2.
Looks like a toothpick in you.
Yeah, you're simply too big.
I laugh in the face of danger. Ha ha ha.
Oh, I see big Regin now.
Yeah, you do.
I look at him, he's like, wow,
Regin's so tall.
this is huge for him. Now he knows what it feels like to be Malachi.
I am 12 feet tall right now, incidentally.
12? Yes.
Yes.
Mhm. He's much taller than Malachi. Regin, it is your turn. Your turn, tall friend.
Okay. I'm going to attack her one more time, for good measure. Nat 20, that comes to a 26 to hit.
Wow. Good for you. Yeah, roll your crit damage.
So that's going to be 16 damage again.
Okay. Cool. She's starting to look like she might consider healing herself.
Cool.
She hasn't left.
And then I'm going to say the crew of Captain Tyrion sends its regards. And then I'm going to run.
Okay. Make me a deception check.
6.
Okay.
I needed an L.
You needed an L somewhere in there. You're going to take a bunch of opportunity attacks. So these are the two from the Rorian guards. One of those hits, so you take 14 half to 7 slashing damage. And then the guards each get an opportunity attack. Oh my god. Okay, well, one of those still hits. So that is 5 half to 2 from his spear.
Reagan's just like King Kong, his biplanes circle around him doing nothing.
You run. And with your 30 feet of movement, you make it kind of right.
My what?
Your 35 feet of movement.
Thank you.
You make it kind of right to the edge of the square, actually. 30 feet wouldn't have done it, but 35 does it. And you kind of see Finn starting to come toward you as the rest of the guards are starting to coalesce on you guys. You make it to the edge of the square, and you can kind of see Finn ahead of you, kind of like running towards you to meet you, and kind of like behind him, Malachi. Cool. That will be Malachi's turn. Malachi, if you want to do anything, you can close distance if you want to keep running, or you see Regin kind of like emerging at the edge of the square. And he's tall. If you want to just kind of leave the moonbeam there to keep covering the other retreat there, you can.
Yeah, I can only move at 60 feet, so I couldn't cover Reagan's retreat anyways. So I'll leave it where it is for now.
Okay.
And I'll dash up to meet them. Well,
you dash up to meet them.
Maybe you
Maybe I shouldn't, because Finn's just going to DD you guys away, so... I'll stay where I am. Can I hold my dash until I see Finn grab Regin?
Sure. So you start to move back and then also hold a dash to move back once Finn grabs Regin? Is that the plan? Okay. Guards continue to give chase. Everybody keeps running. At this point, nobody has kind of like caught up with anybody, but you see guards are sort of pouring out of the square as the High Priestess is sort of like, you see she herself is backing toward the cathedral because she's still kind of like scared of Regin, but she's kind of shouting like, Fana, find them, find the terrorists who attacked our ceremony. She's shouting this. The kind of crowd, some of it has dispersed, but some of the crowd is still hanging around. The guards start to spread out as Finn, you start to run toward Regin, your hand kind of already outstretched to dimension door him. It is at this point that all of you hear a kind of... There's a quiet whistling sound and a strange feeling in the air. And then from right under the platform, there is a massive explosion. This fireball completely just wrecks the entire square. I need dexterity saving throws from all of you.
That's a 14 for me.
Okay.
19 for me.
That's a 16 for me.
Okay. Finn and Malachi take 7 fire damage. Regin takes 14 fire damage. And this is to represent you guys being right on the outskirts. Like, this is more of a blast of heat that kind of knocks you back. People who were closer to the platform, you can see, have fared much worse.
Hannah?
You guys...
Was Nurgle still in there?
He's a bird. He can fly.
Unless you told him to fly away, Nurgle was still in there.
He could be wafted away.
I mean, I assume if the guards had left the platform, then he would have flown away.
But Andy, make me a dexterity saving throw for Nurgle as he's kind of flying. He flew up and is kind of trying to come around to meet up with you.
Oh yeah, 18.
18, cool. With an 18, I'll say he is high and clear above the outskirts of this blast.
You see he's wearing a tiny pair of sunglasses as he flies away with the explosion happening behind him.
Yeah, Nurgle looks cool as hell. Everybody else in this, who was still in this square, and many of the people who were kind of like around the outskirts of it are not doing well at all. As you see, the High Priestess gets blown back against the edge of the cathedral, presumably wherever General Krevitas is, he gets blown to the floor, as someone has taken this from an escape into something with a whole lot of death. And
I was just going to say the cafe guy's making a killing, but...
That he sure is. That is where we will end our session.
Are we getting false flagged?
As you guys are, sort of escaped.
I feel good about it.
Man. Sucks for those civilians, though.
Uh-huh.
Wow, it got humid all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Finn, does my back look kind of fucked up right now?
Regin,
Yeah.
your back always looks fucked up. You have awful skin.
I don't know why I bother. I scoop Finn up and hold him like a little baby.
Great. It's very tender. Presumably you
I'm
then
down.
dimension door,
Yeah.
but we'll deal with that next session.
Wow.
Oh my god, okay.
Ah!
Thank you so much for listening. You can, if you enjoyed this podcast, which I hope you do, you can catch us other places on the internet. You can find us at Ship of Fools Cast on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. And you can also find us on our Patreon, patreon.com/shipoffools, for lots of fun bonus content, including our exclusive after show where we discuss the events of, exciting stuff like today. Thank you also, as always, to the people who help make this show work. Thank you to Theo Golden for our beautiful logo art. You can find him at tgoldenart on Instagram. And thank you to Lucas Mangold for our theme music, and you can find him at lucascarlmusic@gmail.com if you need any nautical music or presumably other types of music too. And then you can find us right back here with episode 35. Yes, 35. You can find us back here with episode 35 on November 9th. And until then, we will see you on the open seas. Bye.
Just curious if any of you have any magical abilities that thou canst.
Are you serious?
I'm
No
doing it
way.
8 hours a day every day. I can't help
Oh my
it.
god.
Listeners, Naughty works at a Renaissance fair.
I'm going through it.